Corey here with Hardcore Gamer, talking Cronos, the new Dawn, the new survival horror game from the Bloober team. The two of our writers, go ahead and tell us who you are.
I'm Grzegorz Wike. I'm the lead writer and the lead narrative designer of the game.
Yeah, I'm David Barański. I'm a writer.
I love horror. Obviously, we all love horror. First question I got, so why did you guys decide the name Cronos? Is there a gameplay mechanic that ties into this?
This is really a good question because a lot of people associate like Cronos with the god of time, the Greek god of time. But the
one with the H.
Yeah, but the spelling is different, you know. So it's really not the god, but Titan, the one from the Genesis of the Greek mythology. And like he's more associated with the thing called like self fulfilling prophecy and all that.
Predestination. Yeah. So it's not about the time per se, but it's about what it comes after. Like what are the consequences of time travel, of the time travel person.
Yeah. And it's like when you finish the game, you'll get that. You will be like, oh right, there. Those ones,
yeah.
No spoilers.
No spoilers at all. So we know it's a survival horror game, and that's where we're at.
Yeah.
So going into detail, kind of the enemies that we expect to see in the game, kind of the size and scale, and what makes them stand out, what brings the horror element to the gameplay option.
Well, I think like because we knew that we need to do something very different than we did before, and like not a lot of our games had like antagonists that you could shoot, like because there were like different style games, let's say, and we knew like after Silent Hill we need something more in a completely different direction. So we went with sci-fi, and we also went with body horror. The most like the biggest inspiration I think was The Thing. Carpenter's.
I got that. Even with the soundtrack.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's just like a love letter, man. So throw those like old things fast.
We'll get more to that in a second.
Because if you ask about the size of the enemies type, it actually depends a lot on the player because we have a merging system which is also based on the thing.
Yeah.
And if you leave too many bodies in one place, you will get much more bigger and powerful.
Yeah. The funny thing is we need to like we needed to trim that bit because like when we were testing that part of the game, like this mechanic that is everything is really built around it, even the story, they could merge unhinged. There was no cap, and at some point it was just too scary, So it's too much, man. At some point there was like they didn't fit through the doors, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The awesome had this, I don't know if that's even the thing, but a boss fight where it just continues to build and you just can't kill it.
Yeah, like just they get big. They get big. Really.
And scary.
Would you say that Cronos is going to be more action-oriented or more grounded in terms of survival?
Oh well, I think like because when we talked before with people who were playing the game, just to test it and all that, they were like concerned that maybe this was more like action, and we were kind of or like leaving our legacy as storytellers. And this is not true. Chronos is still like a psychological horror game, but the sci-fi element in it gives it like opportunity to ask other questions, like more philosophical about the end of the world, the humanity, and all. So I guess what's changed is that we balance that intense storytelling urge, with gameplay. And as the story is intense, well, the gameplay is intense too. So
Yeah, I'd say both. It's a first looper game with a combat like this, uh, complex.
Yeah.
That's why we were trying to balance it. And it's like a action of the main feature of the game, but it's equal to the story. And
Now would you
which is
say
more important.
now would you say it's atmosphere going along with the previous Bloober title games?
Kinda, yeah. Obviously, we are always trying to find different ways of storytelling, looking at the different atmospheres, but there is always like this similar point. There's this direction we like,
Yeah.
and I think you will find really a lot of similarities with previous Bloober games, maybe Easter eggs as well. But
Yeah.
so it's like a combination of both.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Yeah,
it's always trying to keep to your thing, but also trying to find a new ways to tell the story.
I think like the very very important thing for us is like the design of things, and a lot of our games are like a mix of two things. So in for example, like in Observer with it like Poland and Cyberpunk, so that was an interesting cocktail. So, and then we were like, okay, what if we like go with cassette futurism and then like social realism, Soviet buildings, regimes and all that, mix it up and add this like body horror to it, and also like the travelers and the technology. Wow, what about that? And it's always like exciting to explore and like well see what works and what not. And I think we were kind of we always learn and evolve in that manner. So I guess like if you were sticking like art styles and like atmospheres from our previous stories and games, sure, it's there. It's there.
It's an evolution.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of the things are in our genome,
Some of the gameplay elements in terms of the shooting elements, how is this going to kind of, I guess you mentioned being, this evolving, the gun combat, melee combat. What are we going to see in some of this versus the weapons of this?
Oh yeah. Well, what we wanted to create for the player is like this. It was a risky decision, but we like cold open with this kind of like you're the traveler and kind of that's it. You don't have like a lot of information about that because we don't like.
Well, I noticed you picked it up in the documents. You were on play.
Yeah.
The proper way for survival horror.
Of course. Yeah. So it's all in there and all that. So we wanted that to create this feeling that at the end of Act One, you're like full-fledged traveler, and not because the story tells you so. Like, it's because it's like you empirically like did it.
Yeah,
You're
learn
a professional.
what you're here for.
Yeah.
So,
And to create that kind of feeling, it's not only your experience, but also the tools, right? So the tools are we have like many guns, and there every we got shotguns basically, all those things you love from like Resident Evil and all that, but with a twist. So if you've got like a machine gun or something, but it's like futuristic machine gun, right?
Like it's not futuristic, like alien type stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
the weapons are generally
Yeah.
gravity based,
and they have like
time anomalies.
two modes of operating. So every time, like basic pistol is like you can shoot like, and then you can charge the shot and it pierces them, makes more damage. That inspiration came from the manga called Blam. Like you got cool. And also, like you have this, like shotguns. When you shoot like a simple shot, it's just okay. And And when you charge it, it spreads the.
Spread is much bigger.
Yeah.
But we also have, apart from the weapons, we have all different kind of equipment connected to our mechanic.
Yeah. Flavor, wine, you know.
They are also connected to a story
Yeah.
in a way. So they,
At some point of the story, you feel like Mandalorian, you know? You've got all those tools.
Yeah.
Cool, you know?
Good jet lag, right?
Yeah.
we are all.
I feel it. I mean, I feel it too.
I'm going to pass out in a moment, so do a good mix with that.
So, speaking of Resident Evil, one thing I noticed that I feel like could be added would be like a quick turn mechanic in the dog. They gone into that once I wasn't in there.
I'm a writer.
That's all, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it kind of blended more.
Yeah,
towards
but
what they're actually-
what's funny, you know, we knew that after Silent Hill, we don't want to give people another Silent Hill, but like masqueraded as another game.
Yeah.
So we leaned much more into Resident Evil series, and we decided like because we all love like Silent Hill and all that, but also like Resident Evil is a big competitor there, you know, and that's our also a beloved series. But you know, and I love the stories in it, but they're like more like action oriented, you know, like adventure oriented, you know.
Yeah.
And we asked ourselves, well, what if just like make a Resident Evil, make it sci-fi, but then have this kind of like psychological horror, much deeper kind of approach, you know, to characters and what's happening in the games. To make it more like refreshing, you know, it's another cocktail, you know, it's just about cocktails, I guess, you know, that's the theme of the day.
My last question to kind of close out is kind of more of a summer thing. A summary of 4. What was the inspiration for this game in terms of 4, and what are some of your biggest horror genre inspiration in general?
No, you go first, man.
Yeah.
Do you guys mention
Yeah,
body horror? Do you guys lean more towards body horror, or are you?
Well, I think that the thing was the most fun
Yeah,
one.
definitely.
But then again, you don't get like
Obviously, aliens will.
yeah, but you don't have like you don't get like too much that good body horror movies. You know, it's just like somewhat exploitation cinema at some point. But the thing is the thing.
A lot
right?
of B movies as well. It's like always if you go into the body horror territory,
Yeah.
you always get this kind of B movie vibe in it.
Yes.
It's hard to get rid of
Yes.
it.
But
And I
also,
think it's fun, but me personally, I love the kind of a horror storytelling when everything is like kind of eerie and strange, and you don't know actually why, like Midsommar
yeah.
and those kind of things, or Hereditary. It's a really interesting thing, and combining those kind of storytelling like body horror and this type like new strange way of horror
Yeah.
storytelling, I think this is what's interesting.
We live in a fascinating age for like hardcore horror fans because
Yeah.
we are back, man. That's what you know Jordan Peele does, or you know A24. Those movies, these are great, you know. And
Terrifier's a new slasher.
oh my God! Don't get me started on that.
Like, yeah.
Super cool. And you know, I think also like David said, like Alien, that's the classic, you know, and you know, Cronos is a bit like we said, all best things 80s. So all those like movies we had on VHSs and all that, you will get the vibe.
a lot of
there,
nostalgia.
You know?
Also.
Yeah. Even like Terminator or something is all like there. We're nerds, man.
You get also this retro futuristic vibe as well because of mixing the sci-fi with the 80s. It's natural.
Give a nudge to the gameplay people to go for that VHS.
Yeah,
You
actually,
like what you're going through.
one of our friends from Narrative when she was making her like narrative playthrough, she set all the settings so it looked like from PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
And it looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
He's been playing on the CRT TV from
And it works smooth too, yeah. Because of
Is
that.
this going to be the game to have for Halloween this year since it launches in fall?
Well, sure. Well,
There's no definitive date, but
Yeah, no. It's fall and all that. I
Yeah,
didn't spill the
definitely
beans,
fall.
right? I didn't, right?
No.
I didn't. Nothing wrong. Yeah. I think it will be a treat. Like it's always, good to have yourself a present on your favorite time of the year, you know?
So we make Thanksgiving board game.
Yeah.
Cronos, the new Dawn, due fall 2025. Thanks for this interview. It's fantastic.
Thanks, man.
Let's go take a nap.